Tuesday, the 1st day of January 1985, the Slalom Lager Championship at Central Park between Wigan and Warrington. And before today's game begins, there is a presentation ceremony for some of Wigan's younger players who are now making it at international and county level in the Colts age group.
The presentation to the players mentioned is now being made by the
Sean Wayne, John Mayo. Presentation will be made by Billy Boston with Sean Edwards down below us. A lot of changes in the Warrington team for today. The Warrington team: number 1 Paul Ford, number 2 Carbett, number 3 Ian Duane, number 4 Diamond, and number 5 Foster. Number 6, but with no number on his back, playing at stand-off half without a number, is John Bevan, who's surprisingly been put at stand-off half. Scrum half 7 is Scott, 8 is Eccles, 9 Moylan, 10 Jackson. The numbers in the programme, the players are not wearing the jerseys they should be. Fieldhouse is wearing 12 and Gregory is wearing 11. Number 13 is Webb, and 14 the substitutes. We have Mbake and Roberts. Wigan trying a little experiment out today. They've switched over Whitfield and Sean Edwards. Whitfield is at full back, Ferguson number 2, Stevenson number 3, Sean Edwards at number 4, Henderson Gill at 5, half-back 6 Kenny and 7 Holden, 8 Courtney, 9 Kiss, 10 Case, 11 West, and Brian Dunn is at 12 instead of Mick Scott. Number 13 is Ian Potter, and Wigan substitutes for today are Ford at 14 and Wayne at 15. The referee today is Mr. Kendrew, and the game is going to start with Warrington kicking from right to left, from the cop down to the pavilion end of the ground. Players spread out all over the field trying to cover it well. Make sure, got to watch the short one as well as the long one as Ford kicks off, tries a long one, covered by Potter, nearly knocked on his own try line, took it well at the second attempt, still dragging his way forward underneath the Warrington pack. Switch to Case trying to drive his way outside the 25 line, and Eccles goes in to bury him. And the ball's been stolen. The referee's going to give a scrum down. Odd decision, one would have thought it was either all right or a penalty. So we come to the first scrum of the game in the opening seconds. With Scott to feed the scrum. Can't quite understand why Warrington have been given the double advantage here. And it's a penalty against Wigan for feet up right in the opening stages. Indirect penalty as Moylan, the hooker, out onto Jackson, goes charging forward. Wigan wait for him and he's allowed to run a long way, takes it 10 yards from the Wigan line. Scrum half, moving it out to Moylan changing direction onto Gregory trying to force his way forward. Warrington gone back slightly. Scott onto Eccles big forward, slips into the tattles, feet go from underneath him. Moylan moving it across to Fieldhouse decides he's going to make a run, he's upended. Wigan having to line out on their own try line as it goes to Eccles, little overhead kick here, kisses under it, and Warrington are offside. The referee awards the penalty to Wigan, 5 yards out from their own line. Give Whitfield a chance to bring Wigan away. Got a lot of ground gain, but safely into touch, and Wigan will start with the tap. 5 yards inside their own 25. Forwards getting ready to take this on. Kiss shows it onto Courtney. Courtney drives in, dragging his way. Every yard important in this area of the field. Now it's Case going to try and do the same job. Forwards are chasing him across. Now it's Holden at first pass, moving it across the line to Kenny onto Stevenson. Wigan not managing to crack the defence yet. As Potter comes up to act in half-back, coming strongly, long pass out to Gill, missed out Edwards. Gill wanted to get up quickly and get on with it. Edwards moving it inside. Wigan not moving on. Holden eventually said the ball's gone loose, should be back to 1. She comes back to Whitfield, yes, and the referee signals back to the first tattle. Back onto Edwards. A kick right down the throat of the Warrington fullback, giving them possession. Long pass out to Foster on the wing, and Ferguson hangs on to him to put him down. Ford, acting half-back, moving it inside onto Diamond. Diamond slips, and Moylett comes over to acting half-back, out to Webb. Webb holding it, straightening up, Case has him easily, and Warrington looking very disorganised there as the Wigan forwards move quickly up into the defence. Comes out to Fieldhouse, Fieldhouse coming straight, pass nearly intercepted by Kenny. If he'd taken that one, it would have been a try, but he knocked it down, but his positional play was good. He was in the line out, he could see how slow Warrington were at moving the ball away from the play of the ball, and he was in quickly, nearly got it. However, it will be Scott to feed. Second scrum, referee not happy the way they're getting down. Scott to feed quickly out onto Kenny. Kenny seeing a gap, bring it inside Edwards. Edwards beats one, still dancing his way, but he's going to be smothered by the defence. Warrington line up very close as it goes out to Potter. Potter trying to force his way through, being taken by Jackson, pushed over the touchline, hands it on nicely to Gill. Gill going hard for the line, being taken from behind, still struggling and dancing his way, proving extremely difficult to hold as he pushed his way hard there. Sheer determination and guts driving him forward. Holding on to West. West straightening up, trying to go down, runs into the defence, pulling the defence in. Warrington screaming for cover over on the Wigan right wing. Short one goes to Kenny, tackled by Bevan as he's receiving the ball, and the referee says the ball was lost in the tattle. Wigan lost possession there when it was fairly vital, and for the third time, the third scrum, it's Warrington to feed. Wigan have won one against the head so far, been penalised once. Scott puts it in, put it in well too, he gets it out onto the blind side of the field. Diamond trying to come through, he's dumped down by David Stevenson. Foster's come inside. Scott moving it across onto Bevan. He looked very slow and very laboured there as he came, trying to clear his 25 line. Not a lot of drive so far from and that's a dropped ball. Jackson couldn't take it cleanly. No, Gregory couldn't take it cleanly. And so Wigan for the first feed. Referee making them wait. Ball's in, shoots straight out to Wigan onto Kenny. Kenny doing a run around. Lovely dummy from Kenny. Going hard for the line there. And they bought the dummy and he made the gap. Wigan hot on the attack now as it goes to Potter. Going out to the left. Long one onto Edwards. Does well to take. Trying to beat his man, but the cover is across to take him. Gill behind to play the ball. Inside to West. Wigan not moving on to it. Just handing it along the line as Oldham tries to make a break. Followed by Eccles and rolled over and bounced down. Right in front of the post. Kiss out to holding it. He's going to go on his own. Managed to lob it back onto Case. Case to West. West hesitates quickly onto Kenny. Kenny's made a break. Out to Gill. And Ferguson knocked down just short of the line. Just that slight hesitation held the Wigan attack up as Whitfield out to Stevenson, on to Holden. Holden to Courtney. Courtney short one to West. Potter going for the line. His pass has gone astray. Well, Wigan moving the ball where the ball had gone to hand there. Surely they would have broken the scoring in the 6th minute of the game, and we're still inside the Warrington 25 as Fieldhouse tries to bring the ball away. Scott hands it out across onto Jackson. Jackson coming strongly, gains quite a lot of ground before he's down by the Wigan defence. Onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse running up the Wigan forwards, wrapped up by Courtney, put down very, very easily. Kick behind the Wigan defence. Ferguson having to retreat quickly. An awkward rolling ball. Managed to keep it in play. Has Whitfield with him. Decides to beat his man. He does it beautifully. Got support on the outside. Stevenson coming down the wing. Good clearance there by the Wigan right wing pair. Whitfield's up to half back. Onto Kenny. Kenny onto West. West come driving in hard. Up to the halfway line. Case out onto Holding. Potter back onto Kenny. Kenny along and onto Gill. Gills gets past his man, being followed from behind and taken by Carbet. Kenny first pass onto Holden. Short one there which Wigan can't take and Warrington can't take either. Both sides knocked on, both sides willing to let the ball flow at the moment. So the Wigan's passing just a little bit lobbed and not quite as fast as it might be.
Please, again, Mr. Kemp, House of West Halton, will you please report to the office immediately? And also, Terry Dickens, this is a police message. Terry Dickens of Hall Road.
And Warrington won that one.
Please to the office.
Fieldhouse going through from acting half-back, Case taking him with West. Moylan waiting for the play of the ball, running it out from half-back, looking for support. Case goes across again to skull drag him. Diamond behind the play of the ball, inside onto Scott. Scott hands it on to Webb. Webb behind the pack onto Gregory. Gregory well taken round the ankles by Potter. Webb moving it across onto Scott. Scott holding it, going out to the wing. Knocked Edwards off. Edwards gets up again, goes back to complete the tattle, and that's the 5th tattle. As Carbet comes over to acting half-back. Long pass onto the full-back, who hoists a high one. Whitfield having to go across for an awkward ball. Takes it beautifully under a lot of pressure. Jackson was right on him, breathing down his neck. Ferguson behind the play of the ball. Gets it out onto West. West clearing the line, and Wigan standing still watching him. And the referee's having a word with Fieldhouse. Ferguson flattened underneath the sticks. Penalty to Wigan for off the ball incident. Long kick this for Whitfield. Right in the centre of the field. Got to make sure that it goes in. Changes man, takes a tap, caught him a little bit on the hop, tacking well over the 25, brings Edwards inside. Edwards is knocked to the ground. Big ooh from the crowd, but touch judges there. Comes inside to Holden. Holden just short pass onto Kenny, quickly out to Case. Beautiful handling. Done out onto West. West to Stevenson. Stevenson dumbing, going inside, and that was a high tackle by Eccles. Right in the face. He's got away with it. Long lob pass, Courtney driving through hard, puts his shoulder in. Wanted to play it quickly, it goes out to Holden. Holden on to Kenny. Kenny moves it on to Potter. Potter short pass, Whitfield well out to Edwards. Edwards motoring, gets it out onto Gill. Gill coming inside, being chased from behind and caught from behind. He had difficulty taking that, the ball was moved well by Wigan, it comes out to Edwards. Nobody moving forward yet. Now West decides he's going to go hard and straight. Trying to get rid of the ball, but can't get shut of it, and that's the 5th tackle. 5 yards outside the 25 line. To Whitfield. Whitfield going to hold it, dumbing with it, hoists it. Awkward one, taken well by the fullback. Running it out, and Stevenson, a good smothering tackle, 10 yards out from the Warrington line. Fieldhouse trying to bring the ball away, and Stevenson's in again. Moylan running away from acting half-back. Courtney follows him, helped by Brian Dunn. Fieldhouse, a short one onto Jackson. Jackson coming in hard. Dunn and Kiss into the tattle. Ball flung back for the kick. Awkward bouncing ball, and that's a good clearing kick. Brings it out of the Warrington 25 to 10 yards outside the Wigan 25. 10 minutes gone, still no score. Wigan been very close on a couple of occasions of making the break. Not quite running for them at the moment. The referee keeping the packs apart as Holden comes round on the Warrington side. In they go, Holden, and he can't get it in. The pack's wheeling all over the place, peeling to the referee, and a penalty against Wigan for feet up. Carbet being called over. Well, it slewed off his foot. It turned out to be a good one. He's found it 10 yards out from the Wigan try line. Wigan pushed right back to the line as Scott comes over with the tap penalty. Jackson ready to come onto it on the bus, tries to crash his way through. Wigan forwards hold him just short of the line. Scott again attacked in half-back, doing a run around. On to Eccles. Eccles trying to drive forward. Wigan read it well and stopped him in his tracks. Moylan this time behind the play of the ball. Out to bad pass to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse trying to dance his way through, and Graham West goes in very strongly. And he's been called out and cautioned. This could well open the scoring. Says he hit him took him in the face. This should be an easy kick for Diamond. 12 minutes gone, no score. Diamond with a penalty to take, 10 yards to the left of the post. Warrington not really showing any guard. It's been all force so far, all driving forward by the forwards. Little bit fortunate if they take the lead here. Wigan have been the more dominant side so far in these early exchanges, but it's Warrington who go into the lead by 2 points to 0 after 14 minutes play. So for all the good football, Wigan 2 points behind. One expects these local derbies to be rather tight. Whitfield along the deck. Warrington once again in their own 25. Wigan have been playing them down there a long time as Ford is caught in possession. Keeping it tight in their own 25. Forwards driving in. Fieldhouse. Long pass has created a gap. Kenny's in there to smother it and takes Gregory well on the 25 line. Scott moves it out to the right onto Bevan. Bevan lobs one there. She's dangerous. Wigan up on it quickly. Just couldn't quite get to it. Doesn't look fit to me, John Bevan. Warrington trying to drag the way forward. Kiss is in there, could well come away with the ball. He's very good on this, and he's got it. That's his great strength, real forte of Kisses. Warrington line up very close as Edwards moves it out onto Potter. Potter to Case. Case onto Courtney. Courtney says somebody's got to go forward. As the Warrington defence move in, Case running through from acting half-back, has support with Holding. Holding on to Kiss. Kiss straightening, ducks under a tackle, coming powerfully, but run back to where the last play of the ball was. Holding's over for the play of the ball, out to Courtney. Courtney banging his way forward, good strong run for the prop forward. Driving into the Warrington 25, Kenny behind the play of the ball to Holding. Holding on to West. West doing a dummy run round onto Holding. Holding on to Potter. Potter slipped it beautifully. Wigan in there well, referee signalling the 5th tackle. As Holding moves it to Whitfield. Whitfield, an awkward ball in the in-goal area, and they're going to get caught in, pushed over the dead ball line. Ferguson up quickly, so that's come off well. That kick means that Warrington have to drop out from underneath their own post. They should give possession back to Wigan. Ford comes up, take the drop out. Awkward one along the deck. Ferguson coming over, Whitfield's there, bounces for him. He has Ferguson on his inside, running on his own. Went down very easily into the tattle. Poor play the ball onto Case. Case shoving his way forward, ducks under a tattle, driving in. Case, nice break from acting out back, managing on to Case. Case on to Kenny. Kenny coming inside. Ferguson had gone in there, but he couldn't get the ball to him. Kiss gone to acting half back onto Holding to Potter. Potter holding it. A long pass onto West. West gets his break in. Onto Whitfield. Linked up well but couldn't get it out to Edwards, who was motoring on his outside. Quick break by Holding. A long pass onto Edwards to Gill. Can he get over? Can he? And the referee says it's a forward pass. Well, that was shipped out very nicely. The referee had judged the last pass to be forward, but Wigan moved it well out towards that left wing. The real fluid attacking rugby is coming from Wigan. Referee saying get on with the game, although Warrington player is receiving attention. Forward's not down properly. As Scott puts it in. Look like feeding, he's running round the blind side. Potter's there to take him with holding. But once more Warrington have it in their own 25 line. To Jackson. Short pass, Eccleston coming strongly on it. Big strong lad. Now it's Fieldhouse's turn, trying to clear it. Forwards are in to meet him. War of attrition here among these forwards. Now Gregory cutting back inside, striding in well. Referee's giving the penalty. He was held, he got up and ran off without playing the ball. Straight in front of the, well, slightly to the right of the post. 35 yards out. Whitfield going to try and level the scores after 17 minutes play. As usual, set up on this high tee of sand. Good crowd on for this New Year's Day derby. And it's gone wide, didn't hit it well. Way off target. Little bit erratic, Colin Whitfield. Some days they go from all angles and other days he misses the easy ones. Ford to Whitfield, straight up, sat up for him. Decides he's going to run it on his own, running crossfield, made an easy target for Bitattle. Potter wanting a quick play, the ball going to go on his own, giving his team time to recoup, gains 10 yards of ground. Wigan now had time to get the line out correct, switching direction, onto Dunn dragging his way forward, gained quite a lot of ground. But Gregory goes in and they're pushing him back. Kiss behind the play of the ball, having a bit of a word with Gregory's holding. Hands a long one onto Courtney. Courtney's short one. Well out onto Whitfield, but he's smothered as he's taking the pass. Holding. Onto Courtney. Courtney running hard into them, proving a handful. Three of them mauling away at him. Referee says that's the fifth tackle as Warrington are lined up very, very close. West back to Whitfield. Whitfield hoists a high one. Awkward bouncing ball. He takes it well at the second attempt and there's danger for Wigan. And Wigan going well into the tackle as Carbot ran that away. Nearly made a mess and then it came off for him. Gregory coming strongly now. Kiss hanging on to him, helped with Brian Dunn. Scott, short one onto Fieldhouse. Managed to get his pass in nicely. West is across to be helped by Stevenson. Scott onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse a long one to Bevan. Bevan dumming. Easily tackled. Webb going through from acting half-back. Stitched up by Brian Dunn and Potter. Eccles behind the play of the ball. Lobs it to the full-back. Puts a little overhead kick there. Edwards and he takes it when it comes to Whitfield. Wigan got it at second bite of the cherry there. Potter having to clear his 25 line. Crowd screaming for the teams to get onside. He's letting them line up just the 5 yards, keeping it close. Indecision there by the Wigan hooker, and he's caught by Jackson. Wigan finding it difficult to move. Kiss gains a good 10 yards of ground by playing the ball to himself. Holden out onto Whitfield. Whitfield kicks. Coming to the fullback and the wingman in their own 25. Taken by Forster. Stevenson goes in and puts him down with consummate ease. Ball's played back to Ford. Ford running through from acting half-back and Stevenson follows him across. Helped by Case, puts him down. Now it's Fieldhouse coming charging in. Case waits for him and he's allowed to run a long way as it goes to Bevan. Potter takes him well. Scott now getting his line moving as Moylan makes a break. There's an overlap on the far wing. They come inside, Holding can't take his man. Whitfield snatches him out of there. Warrington keeping the ball moving well. There was danger of a penalty going in there. Fieldhouse moving it out. Jackson going back inside. Kiss hanging on to him. And that was a good move by Warrington. Ball's played back onto Diamond, Diamond onto Webb, onto Eccles, Eccles going forward, pushes West off, and Wigan are up there. That's the 5th tattle. Scott hoists it, awkward one for Whitfield, takes it well, right out front of his own post. Case going back to do the clearing job, coming forward, gets 5 yards. Case moves it to West, now West come driving forward. Wigan struggling a bit as Warrington are coming in fast and hard. Now it's Potter driving down the left wing. Good tackling, puts him down. Kiss decides he's going to make a dart on his own, gets outside the 25 line. Edwards moves it back onto Whitfield. Whitfield kicks, but it's a gift to the fullback. To Ford, it sits up for him. Ford running it up. Wigan have moved up. Holding hanging on to him. Courtney trying to pull the ball. He forced him down right dead centre of the field. Webb onto the wingman who cut inside, and Stevenson wraps him up. Webb waiting for the play of the ball. Moves inside to Jackson. Jackson puts his head down. Taken by Brian Dunn. Webb again. Didn't play it properly. Knocked on. Ball slipped out of his hand as he was getting up to play it, so it would be Wigan to feed. Forward still sorting each other out in these first 23 minutes. Trying to get superiority. Coming out to Holden, he has to go round the blind side. Gets it onto Stevenson. Stevenson being taken by Diamond. Crowd didn't like the way Webb came into Stevenson then. Stevenson didn't like it either as Ferguson tries to make ground. Holding to Case, coming hard and straight. Good strong run, looking for support onto Holding. To Kenny, trying to get the line moving. But they're in the defence. Kenny turning inside, proving difficult to hold. Gets over the halfway line and then he's down. Whitfield out to Potter. Potter going down the middle, turning to get it back inside, taking them with him. And touch judges on. I think Gregory's going to be in a bit of aggro. Really, the referee should have seen that. It was on this side of the field, and the blind side of the field for the touch judge. Referee having a word with Gregory. David. Warrington leading by 2 points to nil, and Graham West, I think, is telling Whitfield to kick for touch. And he finds it, sure enough, just inside the 25. Wigan now in a good attacking position, in possession here. 20 yards out as Kiss comes over. That's Holding first pass. And it goes to Holding, standing still. Courtney decides he's going to run onto it, but Wigan didn't break the gain line there. As Kiss once more switches direction onto Kenny. Kenny a long pass, Gill can't take it, it's going to roll into touch. Tried the long pass out to Gill, a bit high. Gill couldn't take it, he was coming hard onto it. So Wigan lost the advantage from that penalty. And it will be Scott to feed. And he didn't retire. Kevsey came out the side of the scrum. He was very lucky he wasn't penalised. It did come straight out the tunnel. He picked it up. Out to Holding. To Scott. Scott trying to make a break. Fieldhouse moving it across. Jackson coming in hard, and Brian Dunn came in equally hard to put him down. John Bevan behind to play the ball. Short one onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse moves it across the field. Turned inside onto Diamond. Diamond dancing his way well. Managed to get his pass in as Edwards went in. Stevenson following forward and swings him round. Eccles coming, driving in hard. Gets over the halfway line. Wigan smothering him. I think Brian Dunn's got the ball. Yes, he did well to steal it. Graham West onto Courtney. He's on his own. Looks, he's in the middle of a desert there. There was nobody with him. Kiss to Holding. Holding hands it on onto Potter. Potter having to turn it inside. Potter's struggling his way in a narrow space, throws the ball, hoping the support there, but it's Warrington who get the loose ball, and it comes out to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse, a short pass on to Bevan. Bevan elusive, going for the line. Stevenson chasing him, trying to get his pass in. Whitfield comes across to smother him, but Wigan are in a lot of trouble then, as the ball's played back to Diamond, on to Moylan. Moylan coming running hard, held by the Wigan forwards. 15 yards out, goes out to Webb. Webb on to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse switching it back inside, comes off for Ford. It wasn't really meant for him, but he happened to be there. Warrington driving hard at the Wigan line, are held in the 5th tattle, 8 yards out as Fieldhouse comes up to act in half-back. On to Eccles. Eccles dumb a minute, gets away from Whitfield, tries a drop goal, and it's there. 27 minutes gone. Another point on the board for Warrington. Warrington 3, Wigan 0. Wigan having lost possession in the just inside the Warrington half. Bevan brought it away at one time. He would have finished that up. He doesn't seem to have the legs anymore. So Wigan struggling a bit in this half. Can't get any points on the board. Whitfield coming up. Kenny making the mark for him. Not really deep enough. It's into no man's land. It's a gift to the Warrington defence as they start to run it out. Brian Dunn into the tattle, trying to push him, and he's lost the ball. Referee says play on. It's gone backwards. On to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse driving in. West hanging on to him. Elspeth Kiss, and they force him down on the 25 line. Scott moves it across. Bevan holding it, trying to force his way through. Wigan hanging on to him. And Moylan's gone to act in half-back, coming through on his own. Warrington moving it down onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse trying to make a break, throwing it yards forward surely. Wigan can't take it. Eccles falls on it. Referee waited for the advantage. Coming out to Wigan, Holden doesn't know it's out the Wigan side. Kenny had to go across for it. Quickly out onto Ferguson. There's plenty cover. Ferguson can't beat all that cover. Stevenson waiting for the play the ball to Holden. Holden to Kenny. On to Case. Case going running at them, looking for support. Can't get rid of the ball, and the move is stitched up. Wigan slow getting the line moving. They're taking it standing still, but then now he's Courtney decides he's going to go first and drive forward. Holding, taking the ball, just handing it on. This time it's Brian Dunn who decides he's going to try and go through the middle, and Warrington forwards bury him. Kiss out to West. West going forward, coming hard, slips it on to Edwards, and he slips as he's taking the ball. That's the 5th tattle. As Kiss moves it on to Whitfield. Whitfield, little overhead kick, going to be too far. So it's from the 25 line. More in the game. Gregory trying to drive his way forward. Moylan on to Eccles. Wigan forwards take him, smother him, don't let him get rid of it. Moylan comes over once more. Moylan on to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse trying to make a break, snatched out of the air by Graham West. Scott moves it across, onto Bevan. Bevan turning, onto Webb. Wigan hanging on to him, put him down on the halfway line. Kiss can't get the ball this time, struggling for it. Out to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse trying to make the break, gets his pass in. Danger for Wigan here. Ball goes to Scott, referee's in the way, gets away from Holden. Holden didn't go hard into the tattle there. That's the 5th tattle. He just mauled at him. Whitfield went up quickly, put up, and it's well covered by Kenny. Gone to the full-back position. Good sensible football there as Kenny comes in hard. Gale behind the play of the ball. The forwards are still ambling back, and it's Gill who's... Good break by Gale up to the 25 line. Tremendous power and strength. Edwards is up to him. On to Edwards, and Edwards is smothered as he's receiving it. But Gill certainly put a lot into that run. Comes to Holden. Holden hands it on to Case. Case having to go back down the middle. Knocking them around. Gets it on to Kiss. Kiss moves it on to Holden. Holden a long one to Kenny. Kenny on to Whitfield. Stevenson. Brings Ferguson inside. Ferguson. Kenny came round him and he couldn't get the ball to him as the cover came across. Kenny inside onto Holden. Holden onto Courtney. And that's the first penalty the touch judge is on. I thought he'd given one for offside. Bit of aggro between two of them. And it's the scrum half, Scott, who's being called over. Eight minutes to go to half time. Wigan 0, Warrington 3. Holden got a mouth injury. High kick by Whitfield. Takes it 10 yards inside the Warrington half. Kiss eager to get on with it. To Holden. Holden on to Courtney. Courtney going forward. Holding first pass again on to West. West switched it on to Brian Dunn. Brian Dunn gets it back to West. Quickly out to Holden. Holden on to Kenny. Kenny having to Dunny. Warrington were right in the Wigan line out there. Wigan having very little room to move. It goes out to Potter. Potter out to Edwards. Edwards trying to make the break. Swung round by Scott. Gill behind to play the ball. West taking them on. Going in hard. This time he can't slip it. His arms are locked. As the Warrington forwards pull them all at him and force him down to the deck. Holden. The little grubber kick in, which is covered by Eccles, quite useless. No chance of that coming to any fruition. Gregory trying to dance his way through from acting half-back. Now it's Fieldhouse's turn, wrapped up by Courtney and Brian Dunn. Goes out to Jackson, Jackson coming back inside, Dunn flings him over. Dull pedestrian stuff this by Warrington, but it's been quite effective as Bevan puts a kick. Ferguson's back for it, rolls away from him, has to retreat into his own 25. Whitfield on his inside, outside is Stevenson. Stevenson dumbing, getting away from the dangerous touchline, but threw a pass there to Ferguson, which all it did was get him knocked to the ground. Potter going through from acting half-back. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball. Kiss to Holden. Holden on to Courtney. Courtney out onto West. West onto Kenny. There's a gap and he's through it. Gets it out to Whitfield. Whitfield to Edwards. Edwards motoring, looking for support. Good strong run by Edwards. Whitfield wanted a quick play of the ball. Comes inside onto Graham West. Graham West driving forward. Dragging the defence with him. Has to go down. Case out to Holden. Holden to Kenny. Kenny short one on to Courtney. And Courtney's well tasseled. Plays it quick. Wants to play it quickly. Kiss back to Whitfield. Whitfield, an awkward cross kick. An easy one for Ford to take. He's all the room in the world to run out. Then he runs into Case. Case wraps him up. Forces him back. Warrington then near their own 25. Gregory trying to bring the ball away. Not getting very far. Scott. Crowd roar for an infringement. Referee doesn't give it. Don't think he was watching the play of the ball as Scott moves it out onto Eccles. Eccles trying to get through. Just couldn't slip the ball as Fieldhouse came tearing onto it. 4 minutes to go to half time. Warrington leading by 3 points to 0. There's the kick behind the Wigan defence. Ferguson is back and it sits up for him. Ferguson going in field and turning back out to the wing. Gets away from one knot, trying to round another and he's forced into touch. Ran well, but the touchline is a bit of a menace to these people. Wigan could have done with these last 6 tackles, and as we are almost on the half-time whistle, about 3 minutes to go, and Warrington to feed, so they should get possession. Ball's gone in with the backs knocked down. Referee screaming at them, wait, then put it in and Wigan weren't down. Scott puts it in. Backs wheeling, Scott gets it out to Bevan. Bevan doing the run around and Stevenson has him quite easily. Diamond trying to come through, Stevenson's after him. And he's helped with Potter to put him down. Bevan switches the direction. Jackson trying to come through, Potter into the tattle with Dunn. Short one. Warrington keeping it very tight in the forwards. Fieldhouse running at the Wigan forwards. Courtney bounces him down and that's the fifth tattle. As Scott comes over, plays it, Fieldhouse plays it, puts a grubber kick in. Graham West takes an awkward bouncing ball and Fieldhouse tackles him in possession. Graham West to Kiss has to go on his own. Fieldhouse was lying in between the tackler and the acting halfback. Holding, throws a wild one away, gets the ball back himself, does well to recover, turning back inside, proving very elusive after his initial mistake, did well to recover. Case going to drive straight forward, managed to lob it back to Potter, Potter onto Edwards, Edwards being tackled as he's receiving the ball. Wigan absolutely smothered, finding it very difficult to get out of this defence. Long pass to Holding on to Kenny, Kenny behind the defence onto Whitfield. Whitfield is easily put down by Bevan. That's the fifth tattle as Stevenson puts a grubber kick in, well covered by left wingman Foster. Stevenson going out, trying to hang on to him, gets it inside to Fordham. Ferguson's covered well inside to put him down. Bevan moves it across the field onto Moylan. Moylan running into Case, probably wishes he hadn't as he bounces him down. Scott behind the play of the ball onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse coming in straight. Diamond behind the play of the ball. Long pass behind, goes out. Wigan going well, good tattle by Potter. Eccles putting a kick again. Ferguson having to retreat. Bounces out for him. He has Whitfield on his inside. Plenty cover up there. He tries to beat them on the outside, but this time he's well in play as the hooter goes. For the end of the first half, Wigan 0, Warrington 3. So we come to the start of the second half with Wigan 3 points behind. Wigan 0, Warrington 3, and Colin Whitfield to kick off from right to left. Wigan attacking down to the pavilion end. Tries a long one, it's well covered. Taken cleanly by Carbot, running cross field. Graham West is over there, and it's like running a brick wall and pinch the ball onto Case. Case onto Courtney. Courtney managed to get it back onto Case. Case dummying, going over the 25 lines, and that's put Wigan a good start to the second half. Case to Holding. Holding trying to get the line moving. It's Graham West who's striding forward for the line. There's nobody with him. Powerful run. Nobody could get with him. If he backed him up, it surely would have been a try. Holding switching inside onto Potter. Potter trying to go for the line. He's held 5 yards out. That was a great run by Graham West. Kenny just hands it onto Case, and Wigan gone back as it goes to Brian Dunn. Wigan lost ground as the ball was moved very slowly along the line. Edwards dummying, trying to go on his own, proving elusive. Fifth tattle, 5 yards out from the line. To Holding. Holding hoists it over the try line. It's going to go dead. Badly placed kick. Be a tap from the 25 line. Warrington coming up very slowly, having quite a confab among the players. And Jackson comes driving in, puts his head down, buried by Courtney. Moylan out to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse running into the Wigan forwards. West is over there with Potter, who's doing a lot of work. Webb going back inside, runs into Kiss, hanging on to him. Scott moving it across. Eccles kicks behind the defence. Long grubber kick, pushes Wigan back into their own half. Holding, feed the scrum. And penalty against Scott for not retiring. Whitfield to kick down the Warrington right wing. Good long kick. Takes play halfway between the halfway line. Warrington 25. Case has Holding with him on his right. And it's Holding it goes to, and he hands it long one to Kenny. Kenny doing a switch onto Ferguson, who's come in the middle, proving a handful. He's still going. What a tremendous run by this man Ferguson. Came right into the middle of the field, plays the ball to himself, and that's a penalty. The referee's given it, penalty to Wigan, right in front of the post. This is one that should go over. Well, that's the danger and the menace of this man Ferguson. Propped up from nowhere there with that switch move. Well done with Kenny. Straight kick for Whitfield. Chance here for Whitfield to reduce the arrears. Lights are on. Badly needed 2 points. And it's there. So with just 3 minutes of the second half then, Wigan have been dominant in these first 3 minutes. And they've done all the attacking really. Now 2, Warrington 3. Not a lot of enthusiasm being shown by Warrington to get on with the game. Feeling Wigan can get the noses in front, and the substitution being made. And Barkey is coming on. Diamond gone to full back. Barkey's gone. As Ford knows. It was while Ford was kicking off, I think. Wigan trying to bring the ball away. A powerful run. A great run. Oh, the ball's gone astray. Gill can't take it. Dropped on by Carbon. But that was a powerful run by Potter. Set Wigan up well, but however they've lost the ball. And it's Jackson who's tearing into the Wigan forwards and easily tackled. Moylan. Out to Ford, who's up in the line out. Long pass across the field. Forcing them back inside. As Eccles come driving strongly in. Graham West and Case go in to push him back. Moylan out onto Gregory. Gregory putting a grubber kick in. Referee lets the play go on and they've knocked on. The touch judge is on. Well, the referee was right on the spot and he ignored it, but the touch judge has decided, I think, that it was an obstruction. Both touch judges are on now. Little bit of a wise after the event decision this. He's down and out, so somebody must have hit him. Graham West going to get spoken to, and the penalty given. Carbot puts it into touch just outside the Wigan 25. Can't quite see what the Warrington line out is. They've got Ford up among the play, and the forwards go driving in hard. Ford doing acting half back, run around, switched on to Eccles. Eccles driving in hard, can't get rid of the ball. Wigan holding them in defence at the moment inside their own 25. Comes to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse onto Ford. Ford moves it across. And Warrington gone back in possession. Ford attacked in half back. onto Moylan. Moylan holding it, dummying to go inside, and the cover comes across to take him. Ford attacked in half-back, running it out, proving a handful, takes it to 10 yards from the Wigan line, and now he seemed to have had a lot of fine. He's played it to himself, puts the grubber kick in, and Wigan have it just outside their own line. Dunn quickly onto the loose ball. Wigan are going to have to battle away from their own try line. But Warrington are in quickly. Got new life, new enthusiasm as Kiss trying to bring it away. Now the referee's giving Wigan the penalty for an obstruction. This should clear the Wigan line. Whitfield, make sure of it. Wigan were fighting a little bit there to get away from the danger zone. Holding onto Case. Case decided he's going to take them on, and they've taken the ball off him. And the referee says there's a knock on. Says that Moylan knocked on with Wigan to feed. New fire come into this second half. Front row's not in properly. Kiss still not down. Backs wheeling towards the middle of the field, and Holding penalised once more for not putting it in correctly. Diamond has gone to full-back. Ford has gone up into midfield somewhere. Ball's been handed to Carbett. They changed their mind. They're going to take a tap. Moylan's up there, going on his own. A lot of drive now among the Warrington team as Ford gets it to Fieldhouse, and Wigan wait for him. They didn't meet him to take him away. Ford is the new driving force. It goes out to Webb. Webb a long pass to Eccles on the wing, and he's in at the corner. Eccles right out on the wing. A wide pass came to him, and so the first try goes to Warrington. 10 minutes of the second half gone. We're going to in a lot of trouble. As Warrington going to a 7-2 lead, and there seems to be this switch which Warrington have made and bringing Ford up into the play and putting Diamond at full back, and Ford's been the driving force behind all this attack over the last 5 or 6 minutes. And Eccles was right out on the touchline. Long kick for Diamond. Yard in from the touchline. Wigan, who've been having such a good run, been playing such great football, have sagged today. In fact, the last time they played as badly as this was at Warrington. They don't seem to come down to the same level, because most of the Warrington football has been fairly pedestrian. The Wigan line doesn't seem to have got moving with any speed or fluency from the play of the ball. So Warrington are easily getting into the Wigan line and smothering them. Diamond taking a tremendous amount of time and had a very poor effort. So Wigan still 5 points behind, needing a converted try. Coordination not there with Wigan today. Half an hour for Wigan to really get back in this game. Well taken by Carbett, going into midfield. There's plenty cover there to down him. Warrington keeping it tight in the forwards in their own 25 as Case and Kiss go in. And Ford is there, the man going to act in half back. Forwards driving in hard. Fieldhouse coming strongly down. Can't get rid of the ball as Wigan going to take him. Eccles kicking behind the defence, and that could be straight into touch, and it is. Ball back. So if Wigan can feed the scrum correctly here, they should have a good chance of setting themselves up. Ball's coming out quickly to Wigan, to Kenny. Whitfield's up with him, a long pass on to Stevenson dummying, gets it on to Gill. Oh, beautiful overhead pass, and Gill's in. Well, I didn't think Stevenson was going to be able to get that out to him. He did very well there. And so close to the line, taking a pass. He's almost unstoppable. Well, that brings Wigan right back into the game after 11 minutes of the second half. Wigan 6, Warrington 7. Ran well, David Stevenson. Then that overhead pass, a little bit tricky. And Flyer Ferguson really went in for that one. 9 yards in from the right-hand touchline. This could give Wigan the lead. Lifts it high. And there, Wigan go into the lead. Good kick by Whitfield. Wigan 8. Warrington 7. Now will this cause a turnaround? Will the pressure start to tell? Well, it's taken Wigan a long time to get their noses in front. Ford tries a deep one, it's covered by Potter. Last run he made like this was very powerful, but this time he's met with the full force of the forwards and the suffering from the way he came at them. Case wanted to have a run from acting half-back. Dunn was following him, eventually forced down again. Case once more coming in. Wigan forward deciding they can lick them as they come in now, keeping it close among the forwards. I think the kick's coming up as it's flung back to Whitfield. And Barker's across there to take it on his own 25. And Kenny takes him well. And Barker plays it to himself and comes strongly. Gregory being easily taken. Bit of a wasted tackle that. Now it's Fieldhouse up to acting half-back to Eccles. Wigan forward managed to get rid of the ball. Big strong lad and moving it across. Wigan are up there. Graham West wraps those long arms of his around him. Forward to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse coming straight down the middle. And Graham West and Case put him down in the fifth tackle. Gregory moves it across. Ford hoists the high one. Awkward bouncing ball. Kenny has it. Whitfield trying to bring it away from acting half-back. Stevenson is there now. Wigan forwards in a heap. No line out among them at all as they were forced back. Now it comes to Holding. Holding a long one onto Kenny. Kenny dumbing with it to come inside. Being wrapped up and put down. Trying to force him over the touchline. Dragging him over and into touch he goes. Well, Wigan lost the advantage there of that ball. Kenny was left on his own with a lot of defence to take him. They forced him over the line. And Ford has gone scrum half. He puts in, it comes out to him. Tries to make round the blind side and Potter has him. Fieldhouse. Long pass. Out. Wigan in a bit of trouble here as they steam down the far wing, but David Stevens pitches it up. And Barker behind to play the ball. Moves it inside to Gregory. Gregory's easily taken by the Wigan forwards. Now it's Jackson making a straight run. Warrington coming hard at the Wigan defence now. Fieldhouse trying to make a break and Wigan have pushed them back in the fifth tackle. John Bevans up there, moves it across onto Eccles. Eccles puts a dangerous overhead kick. Graham West in his own in-goal area. And Wigan have got a penalty for offside. Right on their own line. Referee having a word. Graham West thought he was going to get thrown into the cop there, I think. Wigan got the penalty. for being offside, and that kick through. Whitfield gets it into touch, but not a lot of ground gained, and Wigan are struggling in their own 25. And it's Courtney who's going to have to try and clear. He has a good 10 yards of ground as he drives forward. Now it's going to be Casey's turn. Manfully he comes at them, almost up to the 25 as the forwards pull at him. The referee letting a lot of mauling go on as it comes to Holding on to Kenny. Kenny's short one and West has missed it. There's an offside surely. Yes, the referee's given it. That was a little bit of good fortune for Wigan as the play broke down. Warrington dropped the ball and the man in an offside position took it. So that's another let off for Wigan. This should clear them from their own 25 as Colin Whitfield comes up. Makes absolutely sure of it. Wigan been struggling there for some time. 17 minutes gone. As Kiss comes up to Holding to Courtney. Only going to take them on as usual. Puts his head down, barges in. Kiss. Switch onto Kenny onto Graham West nicely onto Whitfield. Whitfield turns to the line, Gill with him, gives it to Gill, can Gill make it? The cover takes him and just a yard short of the line, but Wigan swept down the field then. Whitfield behind to play the ball, the referee said it was a forward pass. Well, Whitfield certainly motored down this left wing, but the referee said the final pass was forward. However, it's brought Wigan out of a lot of trouble. Perhaps they can capitalise on it now. Ford puts in and Wigan 1-1 against the head. Holding, trying to dance through on his own. Couldn't get rid of the ball as Potter followed him. Followed him well then, did Potter. Long one, bounces for Kenny. Kenny trying to go through on his own. Stumbled a little bit as he was trying to make his break. Holding on to acting half-back. Onto Case going hard and straight. Looking for support, his ball's tucked under his arm and he's smothered 10 yards out. David Stevenson going for the line, there's nobody anywhere near him, he's lost Gale, Ferguson who'd come inside. Comes to Holding. Switch pass there onto West and West is smothered in the fifth tattle. Holding. And a penalty, the referee has spotted an offside. First one he's given, I think, this afternoon. So Wigan with another 6 penalties. 6 tackles to go. 5 yards out to Graham West. Long one to Kenny. Kenny sees a gap, he's motoring through. Gets it onto Whitfield. Whitfield to Gill, can he make it? He dives and he's in. And the referee says it's forward again. Well, Wigan were over the line. The referee's given the forward pass. And Wigan making a substitution, bringing Sean Wayne on and bringing Brian Dunn off. He should be fresh, fit. Ford puts it in. Coming out to Ford, the ball's loose. Holding, fighting for it, but couldn't get onto it. Not strong enough, I don't think, to go into that sort of situation. Gregory trying to clear his lines. Forwards coming onto it hard and Wigan going in to meet them. Kiss after the ball as ever. Now it's Warrington who are finding it hard and tough in their own 25. As Ford moves the ball across the field, Graham West goes into a beautiful crunching tattle. He'll have felt that once it goes to Fieldhouse. Wayne is across into the tattle and Kenny, that's the 5th tattle. And Moylan flings it back. We're going to have a little overhead kick here. Well covered by Kenny, nearly had his head knocked off. Eccles in again. He could have been with Amble in with his head tucked underneath his arm, walking the bloody tower then, because Eccles went in very high. Referee having a word with him. There's no quarter being asked for and none certainly given. Whitfield, I think, will be going to kick for goal. It's absolutely straight. Yes, the sand is coming on. 9 yards inside the Warrington half, straight in front of the post. Wigan 8. Warrington 7. A game that hasn't bubbled into any brilliance. It's been simmering all the time and never really boiled up. Whitfield's lifted it high and wide, so it'll be a drop out from the 25. At least he made it go dead. "21 minutes gone. We're in the second half of the second half with that high kick to Sean Edwards, taken cleanly. Sidestepping his way through, beautiful run. Gets it out nicely onto Kiss, who backed up well. That was intelligent football, and Henderson Gill right in the middle of the field. Wanted to get on with it from the acting half-back position. Fighting his way, still going strongly. Lot of ground gain there. Wigan turning it on now. Kiss gone up, wanting a quick play the ball. Gets a long pass on to Kenny, which he has to reach high for. Kenny sees a gap, followed from behind, and Skulldrag just not quite through it. Holding. And Kenny shaking in that tackle as Case switches inside. Graham West striding, can't get rid of the ball. To Holding. Holding to Courtney. Courtney is turning it inside onto Case. Case going for the line, has support. And Potter can't quite get over, and that's the 5th tackle. Out to Edwards. Edwards an overhead kick, and it's going to be taken dead, so it'll be a drop out from under the post. Wigan turned it on there. Lovely run by Sean Edwards down the centre. Drop out from under the Warrington sticks. A high one. Whitfield is there. Takes it well. That's Ferguson with him on the middle, in the inside. Decides he's going to go back out to the outside, out to the wing. Followed from behind and easily put down. Ferguson gone to acting half-back. He's so dangerous from there as he tries to dance his way through. Going hard for the line. Gets his passing on to Edwards, and Edwards is smothered, but he was with him. Ferguson again attacked in half-back. Sean Wayne on the outside. Sean Wayne running at them, trying to batter his way through, but there's no way through that solid wall of defence. But Wigan are now turning the attacking on. And it's going to be Graham West, I think. They switch, he's trying to reach those, gets passing on to Kiss. Can he reach? And he's there! Well done by Western Kiss. Well done by Western Kiss. And Kiss kept following him. And how he managed to get that ball out to him, he must have a great deal of strength in those long arms of his. Making it now. 24 minutes gone, Wigan 12. Warrington 7, and as so often happens with a good team, the last 20 minutes tell, and Wigan look as if it's going to show that they could well be wearing this Warrington team down, who's struggled so hard and tried so hard and had Wigan worried for a long, long time. Very important kick this. Wigan 5 points in front, and that's 7 points in front. Wigan 14, Warrington 7. That means Warrington have to score twice now. And the spark down the centre over the last few moves has been Sean Edwards. Ford has gone to scrum half from full back, kicking out. Whitfield. Ooh. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball. Wayne, fresh, coming in hard and strong. Slips the ball. Picked up by Holding. Ferguson's in the middle of the field, but it's Case who gets it, trying to drive his way forward. Ferguson, look, and we're back to one, the referee says. As Kiss going through from acting half-back, gains a lot of grounds. Knock on by Wigan, couldn't take it. Bit of an ambitious pass. And Case, back wouldn't get down to that one. A bit of a let-off there for Warrington. Good chance for them to regain possession here with their feet in their own half and the loose head. And Wigan knocked down properly, says put it in. And it's come straight out the side of the tunnel. He's got to go in again. Well, how Kiss got his feet across there with his head sticking up like Blackpool Tower, I'll never know, but he certainly wasn't down. Even and thrutching and manoeuvring for position going on among these front row men. Ford puts it in, he got away with Murdy, gets it out, onto Bevan, Bevan hands it on. And Whitfield's well into the line, the ball's gone loose and Holding has it. Warrington beginning to tire a little, I wonder. As Edwards makes a lovely break down the middle. Oh, lovely run by Edwards. Has he got the legs? A great run. A tremendous run by Edwards. A beautiful individualist try. Well, that was a great run. Power and speed and determination and drive. A great run by Edwards. Always had a feeling for some time that he should be more in the middle of the field. Feel that he's got the makings of a scrum half, but he certainly showed the zip that he's got there in the middle. Wigan now coming into this last quarter, stretching the lead away. Wigan 18, Warrington 7, and that was a great individual try by Sean Edwards. Magnificent run. Spotted the opening, good reader of a game, intelligent footballer, and all the other qualities as well. And Whitfield makes it 20. Wigan stretching away from them now. This must be very dispiriting for Warrington as we come into the final 12 minutes, that Wigan have suddenly started to pile the points on. Perhaps all the earlier effort now starting to pay its dividends. And suddenly this game, which I said was swimming, has started to bubble and boil as Ford tries a deep one. Whitfield onto Ferguson, who's come in the middle, eager for work. Lot of cover there, and he still manages to beat 2 or 3 men. And what a great run by him. Even the forwards couldn't take him. Kiss onto Holding, long pass. Comes onto Gale, having to go inside. There's plenty of cover there. Holding coming across to act in half-back. Wayne going to have a do, eager to get into the fray. Coming into them hard, shifting them, coming in powerfully. Touch judges on. Said the knee went in. Ford going to be spoken to for kneeing Wayne. Perhaps out of frustration. He tried hard this second half as Ford done a lot of work at scrum half. Courtney driving in, back onto Kiss, onto Potter. Potter's missed the pass, Holding's there to recover. The referee said it had gone forward, so it's a knock on. About 8,000 Wiganers don't agree with him, but they could well be a little bit biased. Ford to feed, and Kiss is not down. And he's put it in with him still not down. Shoots straight out the side of the scrum, and Wigan got a penalty. Quickly taken by Holding, running it out. Onto Kenny holding it. Out onto Edwards, quickly out to Gill. There's bags of cover there, they still don't take him. Turning and twisting like a dervish. Kenny waiting for the play of the ball. To Holding, onto Wayne. Wayne wanted to run out and wanted to get some work done, dragging his way over the 25 line. Kiss to Holding to Courtney. Courtney short one onto West having to dance, turn back inside, not enough room to move in. Holding to Courtney holding it, driving his way through, looking to get rid of the ball, gets it out, turned inside, back inside by Edwards. Wayne driving forward. To Holding, bit slow from the play of the ball. Holding not quite sure what to do with it. Hesitated, and the 5th tattle. Kiss to Kenny. Kenny puts a high one there, being chased by Whitfield, well covered by Warrington. Taken well near their own line. Barker trying to bring it away, running cross field. Doesn't gain much ground, just runs into the middle of the field, plays the ball to him and then comes hard forward. Being kept tight in the forwards and Wigan penning them down on the 25, and now Warrington are very flat as the ball turned back inside by Ford. Wigan hanging on to him. Wayne very eager for work since he came on. Long pass to Eccles. Eccles holding it, trying to make a break. Throws a high one. Goes out to Mbaki. Mbaki managing to keep the ball moving. Wigan going in, Hold'em. The referee says that's 6 tackles. Change over. It comes to Kiss. Kiss runs back into where the last tackle was. And Warrington lying up very, very close. Stevenson, a strong run, good run by Stevenson, penetrates into the 25. Out to Holding. Holding on to Edwards. Edwards to Kenny. Kenny, long pass to Gill. Beautiful pass. Gill must be in the corner. Well, that was a fantastic pass from Kenny. A fantastic pass from Kenny. Gave Gill an opening as wide as the Irish Sea to go in there in the corner. Wide open it was. Went turning in, making it now Wigan 24, and that was a touch of class from Kenny. Read that extremely well. And that certainly made space for Gill, who took it well and finished well. Wigan 24, Warrington 7, with 7 minutes to go. And Wigan now rubbing Warrington's noses right in it. Looking very fit and very strong, this Wigan team. Stuck to the guns well after struggling for a long, long time. Patience and perseverance have eventually paid off. And that's just wide, a good kick but just wide. 6 minutes to go. Wigan 24, Warrington 7. And Warrington been wiped out in his last 10 minutes.
Chosen by Wigan number 4, Sean Edwards.
And Edwards has been awarded the Man of the Match award. Must have been a rather difficult one to pick because there have been some good outstanding individual performances. Both wingmen played extremely well. Whitfield onto Ferguson, who's had a fantastic game, turning inside and eventually knocked down to the ground. To Potter. Potter taking them on, ploughing into the forwards, taking them with him. Gained a good 10 yards of ground. Holding, drops it. Once again, Wigan front row's heads not in. Ford feed, shoots straight out the side of the tunnel. Ford gets it out onto Bevan. Bevan across, bringing them inside, bringing Duane inside. Doesn't get very far. Ball slipped and the ball's gone loose. Referee says it's gone back. Ford waiting behind to play the ball to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse, and he's having a word with Gregory. Infringement at the play of the ball. Whitfield down the Warrington right wing. Almost came to me. Kiss. Courtney puts his shoulder in, drags him over the halfway line. Now Kiss taking them on again, coming in hard, drawing them in. Switch of direction onto Kenny. Kenny a long one out onto Wayne. Wayne trying to drive through her. as his ankles knocked down Kenny behind the play of the ball to Sean Edwards. Edwards out to Holden. Holding on to Potter. Potter is short one to Stevenson, coming hard on the burst. Danger of a high tackle there, but it didn't quite come off as Kiss goes through from acting halfback and he's put down in the 5th tackle. Back to Whitfield. Hoists it. Diamond underneath it. Knocked it on. 10 yards out from his own line. Was a high ball. He may have had trouble seeing it as it went up under the lights. So we scrum down 10 yards out from the Warrington line with about 3 minutes of normal time to go. Wigan to feed. Hold in. Feet caught for feeding. Fieldhouse trying to bring it away. Holding, he managed to slip the ball nicely. Wigan covering across. Those long arms of Graham West reach out. Helped by Sean Edwards. Diamond moves it inside. Fieldhouse trying to make a run again. Dying minutes of this game as Warrington tried to move the ball out to the left wing. Wigan went turning in there. Potter really going into the tackle. Ball slipped across and Wigan trying to keep them tight. Warrington not seeming to know what to do and not very effective at all. Moylan send the pass turning inside. Potter's into the tackle again to hold them up for the 5th time. Little grubber kick, well covered by Kenny. Gets his pass in onto Holding. Holding looking for support. Lobs a high one. Courtney can't take it. Knocks on. Difficulty taking that one. It was a long high pass. Been a very cold afternoon. The players will be glad to get in the bath after this. What's been a gruelling game really. Ford puts it in, gets away with it, going round the narrow side, and Stevenson goes in to tackle low and hard. Gregory coming strongly, put down by Wayne. And Fieldhouse drops it, tiredness probably. He worked very hard this afternoon at John Fieldhouse. Holdings had a lot of trouble at feeding the scrums today. Getting away with this one, I think. Trying to make a break out to Kenny. Short one onto Whitfield. Whitfield's followed and put down by Dwayne. Potter going back inside. Gets it out onto Kenny. Kenny onto Gill. Gill going in the middle. Then on the outside. Still going. Gets it onto Edwards. Edwards being taken as he's receiving the ball. And there goes the whistle for full time. Final score, Wigan 24, Warrington 7. This is your commentator, John McDermott, hoping you've enjoyed the film made by your cameraman, Brian Worthington. Get out of your way.